Letterman's probably the king of the mountain because the other two I would say that had the biggest influence on me are Andy Kaufman and Howard Stern. Howard Stern I don't like. I never liked the exploitation of women, of people who had clear-cut, larger issues in their life. But when you listen to that show, it's like you hear about him. It's like, oh, he's going to throw baloney at naked girls. And then you listen to it, and you don't remember that. What you remember is like, oh, man, like, Baba Booey did this really dumb thing, and they gave him a hard time. They busted on him for an hour. And you remember the relationships, and you remember this world that he's building. And that, if you watch our show, The Gethard Show, we steal that in a huge way. It's always like, we're going to build a burrito on my belly. But then I think what people really lock in with is like, oh, man, sounds like Murph had a really tough week, and those guys, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I think you really walk away with. So the reason I would say Letterman more than any other is because I think one of the things people forget is I don't think Andy Kaufman's Andy Kaufman without David Letterman giving him screen time. I don't think Howard Stern is Howard Stern without David Letterman giving him screen time. So he not only was a rule breaker in his own right, he embraced the other rule breakers.
He was a fan.
And he gave people like Chris Elliott and Harvey Pekar screen time. Like, he did it in a big way. So those were the three guys growing up that like...
And Crispin Glover and Harmony Korine and crazy people that he loved having on.
That Joaquin Phoenix thing and like all these weird things. So, and like the fact that he involved his... Like the fact that he made me laugh so many times just talking to his deli guy is just like, oh, right, that's what's funny about life. Like, he never told me when to laugh. That was the other thing I like. I never felt condescended to. He never told me now's when you're supposed to laugh. And I feel like maybe we're talking about him too much because last night was his last show, but I promise you the answer to that question would have been the same if you asked me 10 years ago.